Let's face it, to lead is to give a sense of direction. Let us suspend disbelief for a moment. Let's say I am your driver and my name is Tunde. You, as a community of people, are responsible for buying this car which I'm driving. And you appointed me as your driver as a community. Now, I get paid salary, whether I drive or not. You give me a guaranteed salary. Okay? Now, I am always sitting here doing absolutely nothing when I'm called upon to do my work. On this occasion, you guys have been sitting in the back, not actually been driven. You were raving, shouting, crying for a moment. I just remain indifferent, silence, doing absolutely nothing to fulfill my obligation as a driver to take you from A to B. Some of you have an urgent appointment. Some of you expect to be at a given place at a given time, but you are not even doing anything to satisfy your need. I wonder why there hasn't been any reprisal to either give me the sack or to do something, basically. So that is that scenario with Tunde. Now, second scenario, let's assume that I am Muhammad. The same circumstances, you paid for the car which I have been appointed to drive. You pay my salary, but I often come to the car drunk, intoxicated with alcohol, and not ever taking my job seriously. I just do my own things, couldn't care less what anybody think. You are too glad to see me just move the car, in contrast to Tunde. I would drive recklessly, almost run into another car because I'm drunk, not actually giving a damn whether I run people down or not. I was driving beyond the normal speed. So that is that scenario. I'm not a safe person to be driving you, but it looks as though you did nothing about it. You're just so glad that I can even move the car. Third scenario. Let's assume for a moment I am Indiana, okay? That's just a nickname. And I cannot drive at all. I haven't even got a license. I got a fake license. So I am driving. I am actually driving you. But you can see that I can't even drive properly. I'm not obeying the traffic. I'm not even attempting to do all the necessary that you're supposed to do on the road. So basically, I'm somebody who cannot drive. Driving. So long as I can move the car, I think I can drive. So, with those three scenarios, which driver would you be contented to drive you on any given day when you have an emergency? And even if you don't have an emergency, which one would you be contented to drive you? You see, either way, just bear in mind, you appointed this driver to drive you. The same way as you appointed your head of state to lead you. And so you got what you voted for. You got the driver you appointed. As one of my clinical supervisor in psychotherapy always say, during my supervision, I remember very well a long time ago, he says that people are in relationship that they deserve. The same principle, I will say that the masses of any given country get the kind of leader they deserve, because our Maker gave us 5 senses to look and to think critically before we make our choices. The idea that in some countries they're giving you a bag of rice to elect somebody into power is a total self-denial of your children's future and your aspirations. So there we have it. I rest my case. Is your head of state leading you? Stay tuned. I will be back in a minute. My name is BUNMI POPOOLA. Welcome to Mr. B Question Time, where vital questions are asked. Let's get to it. I'm an author, a theater director, and a psychotherapist. There are 5 signs to show that your head of state is not leading you. Number 1, if your head of state is not improving your country's condition, your head of state is not leading you. Is basically not interested. So, number 2, if your head of state is not accountable to you, your head of state is not leading you. Is virtually leading people who are not there in his mind. He's the only one who needs to be served and things done for. Now, in this instance, you are the one who needs to change, not your head of state. You are the one who made the choice to elect him. You are the one who needs to change your way of making choices. Sorry, I had to get a drink. It's pretty hot here. Number 3, if your head of state is indifferent to your complaint, then your head of state is not leading you. He's only interested in just doing his own thing. He's a law to himself. Number 4, if your head of state always make empty promises when things gets tough, your head of state is not interested in leading you. He's not leading you at all. As a matter of fact, he's panicking because he doesn't want to lose the things that he has been gaining along the way, all his criminality, all the stealing and so on. Number 5, if your head of state constantly steal money from the treasury, from the country's assets, your head of state is never had the intention of leading you in the first place. He came here to enrich himself. He came there to serve himself. To hell with the masses. So, that is the situation. Check this out. Lead from the back and let others believe they are in front. That quote was by one of the most famous political activists, freedom fighter, and the late ex-president of South Africa, Nelson Mandela. As for the leadership, now I pose the question, is it possible for a true leader to emerge at a time of crisis to preserve the life of ordinary people at a cost to himself or herself?